when Davkos was playing for Simple in Pro League, when Simple was banned from there, and he wondered if Davkos and Simple were the same person. I'm not sure if he was trolling or not, so Lopez, you can let me know on Twitter. So let's see what Team Spirit have to offer. Again, Mousesports, I think if you're not Mousesports, the rule has to be don't play Mousesports on Dust 2. We saw what he did to Cloud9 at ELEAGUE, as I've mentioned 150 million times. Mousesports with 2 players pushing the short position. They'll need to hold there because they've got nobody towards long, and Spirit have 4 players in that position.
Should be a similar round as to what we saw Renegades run on their pistol, just run and gun. Up long. Actually, this time, though, there's no CTs to need to flash away. We've got so many nades there for Mousesports. It's unbelievable, actually. So rare to see so few Kevlars. Let's see if it pays off for them. A headshot there from Spitty as the Mousesports players start to rally their way up the short position and towards that A bomb site. And the setup here for Spirit is pretty decent. A couple players on long, though. If they lose their A site players quickly, this could be problematic for Spirit.
Yeah, maybe it's the CTs are set up for a retake with all these grenades. Will it work out, though? The flashes continue. Dennis has a smoke as well. Lowell on a defuse kit. Man advantage with Dima getting taken down. Will that smoke be deployed? It will be. But the diffuser's dropped. Dennis has picked it up. There's no defuse coming in just yet. Christian, last person. There's the kit. Can he get the defuse? Though he should just about have time for it. We see the shouts from Mousesports already. And there it is. They will just about take that over the line.
Okay, Sean Guess is going to be happy, man. A long time ago, he was talking about having, dropping Kevlars to have, more grenade people on your T side. And, wait, what is this? Potatoes and banana for breakfast.
Mousesports had a big war cry at the beginning of the match. The first part of it was Mousesports something, and the last part of it, and I quote, was so we'll see if that's given them the energy along with those potatoes and bananas that Chris J has had for breakfast.
Almost full PT50 eco, apart from Demos on Tech 9 from Team Spirit. I think this shows some amount of respect here to Mousesports because, if they did have a set piece to run with off of the bomb plant, they could, but, just going to go for the AKs in the next round. A lot of UMPs here for Mousesports, so want to play for those big ranges. Low with the 3K there. That's actually pretty good against 5 pistolers running you down. So there you go, another kill from Nico at range. And to be fair as well, you kind of in Lowell's position, he does want to rebuy as well. So dying here is fine. You want to rebuy into an M4 because the AKs are coming. They got a FAMAS, they got 2 UMPs, they got a scout. It's always very dangerous to find yourself at such a heavy disadvantage on the long ranges, especially on a map like Dust 2.
Just so you know, guys, Mousesports are the closest team to us in the building at the moment. So if you hear some screaming and banging on the table, that's likely to be Mousesports or Chris J, who was the closest person to us. He was banging the table during the other match. When he was drumming on his mousepad. Team Spirit on the buy. 5 AKs coming out, the smokes and the flashbangs on the side. Going for a 5-man long push, and it will be successful as Mousesports have backed that ass up. They've got the UMPs and the scout for this round. Not going to upgrade all the weapons just yet. Manage their economy as best they can. Spirit, they've got control of long. What will they do with their players now?
The thing is that I feel like Spirit are fairly committed to going for A here because they've only got 2 grenades. They've got a smoke and a flashback. So with all the players already in the given positions, you don't really have the ability to go anywhere else because you need to have pop flashes for other positions. You need to be able to smoke Xbox if you want to try to retake Catwalk. There's all these smokes and flashes you need. So they're already in long. So they have to go for the smoke on the crossover and then push the A-bomb site. That is what they're going to do as well. Smoke is being deployed. And beautifully done. Nice entry frag from Sophic.
Nice.
Perfect smoke as well, actually. And we'll see Team Spirit taking the A-bomb site. I'm struggling to see Mousesports retaking this, to be honest, against AKs.
But look how much Mousesports delayed with that Molotov. That allows the CTs to get much closer, but indeed, the weaponry is inadequate, to say the least. And before you get to the man disadvantage, Jima's got to be careful with those peaks because that scout's holding an angle. That smoke will help Mousesports. They could go for a boost as well. They could go for a boost, but oh, there's Dennis gone. And maybe he was supposed to be boosted by Spitty, who takes Certus down. Can he win a duel with Dima? He can, leaving Kibakan alone. He's got 3 players to defend the bomb from, but he can't do it. Chris J with a pistol. The bomb's not planted for him either. 2 players surviving from Mousesports, and they get those upgrades for free.
Wow. And that shows you again how good Mousesports are on the Dust. Oh, look, it's us, James.
It's us and Chris J.
It's us.
Chris J over there. So you can see, if you hear him shouting, he's right over there.
But it does show, it does go to show like how efficient Mousesports can be on every situation when it comes to Dust 2. Because there we saw a great smoke on the retake, which was a little bit forward. It kind of created, it offset the crossfire as if you're a CT coming from the elevator position into the ramp and into long. It offset the crossfire and basically eliminated it completely. And so the player there, I think it's Spitty, could take 2 one-on-ones instead of walking into a crossfire. And that was like one of the many moves that allowed Mousesports to retake that. So it just shows you the level of understanding they have on this map. And we'll see even more of that on the T side. But for now, it's all about Spirit trying to break this Mousesports economy, because it's going to really start rolling in, because they've been taking economic gambles, playing it economically sound, and saying we're going to have worse weapons so that we can have more money. And they've actually been winning the rounds.
I do wonder if Mousesports are playing some of these things as an experiment against a team that they feel they're guaranteed to beat, like that pistol round, for example. Very interesting stuff from Mousesports there. Bearing in mind they only won it with 1 player alive, so it came pretty close. Anyway, there's a push from Spirit towards the short position. Let's see what Nico can do from that angle. Not much without a boost as the players go past, and the bomb will get planted for free. Dima going down, running around the site, looking for anyone in close quarters. No one there. Nico getting a frag from that 3 position, and now the cleanup begins for the rest of the Mousesports side. Very brief round post-plant there for Spirit, but they did what they set out to do, which is plant the bomb. No bonus in terms of kills, though.
I think, though, this is very much a matchup. And again, this is always going to be the factor, a big factor. If you feel like you're playing a massive underdog, a team that you think on paper is much worse than you, you should often just let them plant, because you should be in a spot where your buy round play is going to be so crushing still against their buy rounds that you don't really care about pressuring their economy. It's more about allowing your economy to just be amazing so that you can always have buy rounds, because that's just going to give you the best percentages across the entirety of the matchup. So I really like that we saw that from Mousesports. They gave it up, they got the kills, they lost 0 players, and they're going into this round. They all have $5K at least, apart from Lowell's, who's on 4K. And Team Spirit are going to come in with a big buy. But what do they do with it? We see, of course, a technical pause at the moment, which will give Spirit a little bit of opportunity perhaps to discuss that.
Yeah, the cord was caught in the chair, the wheel of his chair.
Ooh.
He has been untangled. The entanglement has concluded, so we should be back into things. Team Spirit with 5K plus on their players. The buy will be coming out very shortly indeed. Can they get their first round on the board? Can they kill Chris J? He's currently 6 for 0 with 1 assist. On the other side of things, Davkos with the AWP for the T side is 0-0 and 4. But he's got an AWP. He did well with the AWP yesterday, although against Mousesports on Dust 2, he has one of his toughest tests.
Yeah, you have to take down Chris J or deal with Chris J. At points, he can be the best AWPer in the world on this map at points. So that is definitely never going to be fun. We've always seen his best performances on this map. Dima looking to go for perhaps an entry there in double doors. Very common that you want to remove a CT who's close behind the doors, and I think the pop flash was a bit too short. I think that's why he didn't go all the way in. Chris J flashed off the angle, staying on the angle though. Repeat comes in, shows you his confidence as his teammate goes for the reflash, which is Nico. But Chris J does go down. That is a nice start here in the round for Team Spirits.
Nice. Chris J's down. Problems continue though for Spirit because Nico is on the A site. Nico being alive is always a problem, as is Chris J, as is playing Mousesports on Dust 2. Lowell is towards long. He's on his lonesome for the time being. He's got no one to flash for him with Chris J going down. Often you'll find the AWPer going between long and the A site, flashing for each teammate, for Nico and Lowell in this scenario. So he's going to be up against 3 players. Dima charging in first. Lowell around the corner, gets the 1 versus 1. The second one comes in for Quebecan, does good damage, but long has been taken by Spirit.
Yeah, a scary split here, but Nico's sitting on the bomb site. He is alone, and he's got to get these frags fast. The guy on short delays him long enough. He's going to have to look in 2 angles at the same time. And that is very troublesome. Oh, but Nico's fast! And he's going to find himself a second one on the spray down. So, well, what are you going to say? What are you going to do? Nico comes in, and Dennis will finish off Quebecan.
That's the problem. You kill Chris J, you still got Nico to deal with. And he is quite the issue to face for Team Spirit. 0-6, 0-5, excuse me. And the team, they should be good for another buy with AKs. No AWP for Davkos, although he's now 0-0 for 5, and he'll be picking up these scouts in this round. So we'll see if he can have any success with the lesser of the two sniper rifles.
Oh man, he hit that shot. He actually hit Davkos.
So did Chris J. Oh yeah, they both did, yeah. They both tagged each other. If only Davkos had a AWP. 1 minute 35, Team Spirit with their initial map control. Again, you see a different position on that pillar. More forward than you saw from Hayes earlier, but that eliminates the blind spot that Hayes had issues with. But of course, it has its own risk. You're more exposed. Works both ways.
Certis did a lot of damage there to Dennis, actually. That's going to disincentivize Mousesports heavily in any pressure onto B tunnels. Ooh, Dink comes in from Spitty. Davkos is low. Actually, not the Dink on Davkos, but Demon will receive one. Nico, oh, he's going close up mid. He wants to find the finishing shot. Oh, Slither just disappearing around the corner, but Nico finds Certis, takes down Davkos as well. In comes Kibakin. Critical damage done to Kibakin as Nico falls, but he's done enough. And Lowell is going to hear the running. He gives the info to his teammates. The A bomb site is abandoned, though.
Will it be enough, though? That's a question, because Dennis and Chris J are very heavily tagged at the moment. Chris J, though, still has control of the long area. If he can get himself to pit or platform, that would be far superior. And indeed, he's going over towards the platform at the moment, which limits the positions that Spirit can take. If they peek to see what's going on along, then it may be the death of them. In the meantime, the other two Mousesports players are in a short position. Chris J trying to force the issue. Oh, he's got to be careful. He gave up his angle to throw the Molotov, and that cost him. Dennis taking Softic down in the meantime. Dennis down to Kibakin on his own versus two. Both coming in from the same angle. Will he expect second one? No. There he is. Lowell, last man standing now. He's full health at the moment. Kibakin going for the reload and gives the time for the Molotov to come out. Lowell forces Kibakin from his position and takes him down. Not sure if he'll be able to rescue the AWP. Well, it is miles away, so no. But indeed, this was a great play from Nico, showing why he's such a value to Mousesports.
So it's the 6-0, the big 6-0 now for Mousesports, which would explain the current timeout situation. Team Spirit have called one, and they discuss away. Can see, perhaps, actually no, well, okay, there's a little bit of discussion.
There's the odd word being said. The odd word being said by Team Spirit. They need to keep that spirit alive, Dan. That's what they need to do.
There you go. It's the timeout's gone. The match has been resumed. And it's going to be very tough now for Team Spirit to get back into this one, I think, because Mousesports are starting to roll in. They're starting to hit their shots. Saw some good stuff from Chris J and Nico already. Not a good sign. Oh, the short push, the fast short push. Was waiting for this one. Got Chris J up there with some rifle support. Nico with a jumping AK pulls off a headshot onto Kibakin, and now it's a trade actually. Dima in there, so that's good actually. That works out really well for Team Spirit.
Will this cause some aggression from the CT side? Chris J around the middle doors at the moment with the alternative angle. Maybe saw Davkos' leg first, but Davkos finally getting some kills with the AWP. Again, a stiff test versus the Mousesports side. Dennis picks the AWP up. Two players towards A, but Lowell's just holding down the long area for the time being, giving Mousesports an avenue for a potential retake should Spirit focus on that, but they're moving towards B.
Just Spitty there. What can he do for Mousesports? All season A comes in. He still gets a kill out of it, though. And that does keep the retake chance alive, but the rotation is a long one. Mousesports have a lot of money. But that doesn't always mean that you're going to go for the retake. It really depends on how you think your chances are going to be. You don't want to throw away guns for like a 10% chance to win the round, for example. But so instead, I think what we're seeing from Mousesports is just contain. Do the economic damage, and therein will be your risk. And that is a risk you can control. Oh, very fast from Dima.
Dennis, don't often see him with the AWP. Not quite as fast as Chris J, and that AWP will be lost. Nothing taken into the next round for Mousesports. Team Spirit, get around on the boards. There's, for the most part, money for a good buy. Spiddy's a bit short. That was gross. But Team Spirit in a good spot now to take all the money away from the Mousesports side and perhaps catch up on the rounds. Maybe easier said than done, however.
I wonder if that was like a... I think that happens to Shock sometimes, like his mouse bugged out or something like that, for him to jump there.
Oh, mouse wheel jump, yeah.
Because, or he just hit the mouse wheel or something by accident. But less of that and more of the long take. Spirit with a fast one. Oh, Nico's on the other side though. Nico will be pushing through, but instantly taken down through the smoke, I think, or the wall, or through his teammate. I don't know, he's through something.
Threw it all, Dan, threw it all.
And now it's a 3 versus 5. Fast rotation for Mousesports, but they have to boost elevator to get somebody onto the site if they want to get somebody up there. Very tough situation. Chris J. Oh, Davkost is surely looking for this one. Nice flash. That pulls Davkost off the angle. Allows Chris J to take it instead. Will Davkost have the patience to sit there, though? Oh, looks like Chris J won't have the patience to hold it. They're starting to suspect after the delay that Spirit might be going elsewhere, but that is not the case.
They can hear each other from these positions if they start running. If they're behind blue, they can hear CTs on shorts if short players running, and vice versa. So there's information to be gained by both sides, and that may play a part in what they choose to do. Big grenade coming into Dennis. Ramp flashbang coming in from his teammate, but he's not in a position to peek. Spinny goes down. There goes Dennis as well. And Chris J soon dispatched off 4 kills for Dima in that round. Very nice stuff. Maybe some variance through the smoke, which pretty much crushed the round for Mousesports in the first place.
Oh, it was, I think, through a teammate, yeah.
God, no, oh, yeah, for a Mousesports teammate, yeah.
God damn.
They lined up. They had the wrong angles. They didn't know Dima was there already. Dima putting in big frags in this round, and indeed, he's broken the economy of Mousesports.
So, time for a full save from Mousesports. Thank you, Mousesports. Fullest of the saves. They do have around $1,900 on 4 of the 5 players. Done this with 3.5. So after losing this round, which is the second in a row, that will give them a loss bonus of $2,400, which in addition to what they have is a decent chunk of change, allowing them to buy, they'll have around 4,300 at the very least. Not the best ever, but let's see if they can get a kill here. Maybe steal a weapon away. All lining up. Oh man, Kabakin only gets himself one onto Dennis, but he does do some good damage, but the AK is collected, so that onto Nico too, and he's so fast. His first bullet accuracy is so good, he might even get another frag out of this, or even steal away the AK entirely into the next round, which would allow perhaps an AWP purchase, maybe.
Team Spirit reacting fast to the proceedings. Bombs planted, so we'll see if Mousesports go for the containment again. It would be a lemming play to run at the A sites, considering what they have. Nico looking ready to deploy a flashbang though, so they have utility. Not so lemming after all. There's a grenade from the CT side, as well as a smoke from the T's. That may put a stop to these shenanigans. So I think it's just a 1 AK from Nico taken into the next round, and indeed, Team Spirit continue to catch up. Lowell creeping through the smoke though, looking to catch something or pick something off.
I honestly love this round from Mousesports. I mean, they showed that they had a plan. So we're gonna try to catch a player. Like if there's no long rush, there might be one guy who's isolated, if there is to be anyone outside of the longhouse that we can use the numbers against, sacrifice 2 or 3, maybe more players to pick up the AK. Maybe secure that AK away, or force them to try to kill us with the AK, allowing us more fragging opportunities, or just allowing us to have the AK next round, which gives us more nades. So we can see here that the buy is going to be looking pretty good because of the AK pickup as well. It's going to help quite a bit. So lovely round from Mousesports with the full save. And now another long take from Team Spirit. They seem to be loving these long takes.
Fast flashes into the corner as well. Softic just charging through, but he's facing a crossfire, and his teammates are going to be hard-pressed to help. Early pick-off for Mousesports. Nico using the smoke to widen his range, so to speak. Just about surviving in that Molotov. And there may be questions for Team Spirit there. They've still got Dima in the ramp position. The bomb's still in long as well. In the meantime, Team Spirit, 2 players close to the middle doors. But where will they head?
Moving into the upper dark area. Mousesports do have Dennis and Spitty there, as they always tend to do. Will Spirit just commit to just pushing into B? They do have the ability to throw a forward smoke. Molotov as well for the back boxes if it is truly required, but Davkos Sorp is perhaps a bit better for that. Flashbang in, somewhat worrying. Oh, perfect timing on the smoke. Team Spirit now, that's put them in a bit of an awkward spot. Do they wait or do they go? Because if they wait, the smoke out, they're going to have something in the region of, well, never mind. They're not going to wait. Blast through into the crossfire. Crossfires are good. 2 frags for Spitty. Could have got more out of that. Still a chance here for Spirit.
See if there's a push through the smoke when a bomb gets planted. Lowell not going for it. Going to play the numbers game instead. Molotov on the high ground. They've got one more Molotov to deploy as well, so it's going to be hard for Lowell to get into this game in the short term. However, they can't really afford to have Molotovs out the T side. Score evened up now. We've got Bacon on the high ground, but who's covering the door? Nobody! 2 stereo frags coming from Mousesports, and they are back to winning ways.
It's been a long journey to get there. 3 in a row for Team Spirit. It's pretty good. I mean, they were up against a 6-0 for a while, and now they're able to claw one back on Mousesports. And in that effort of the 3-0, Mousesports, they did do some damage here or there, but Team Spirit actually have some money to actually go for a big buy here. So they've done well from that perspective. So for Mousesports, they're still up against really strong opposition. Davkos looking to go for the cover. He's quite a fast AWPer as well, but won't find anything on the gap shots this time. I don't think we've seen a gap shot today so far. We've seen 2 Dust 2. In the 2 Dust 2s we've seen.
I don't think I've seen a single player tagged through the door as they've
Auto sniper, but that was it.
Lowell alone towards the long. Chris J in his usual position. He likes to start with an off angle on the short area. Then he moves into a tighter one as time continues. So we should see that coming in soon. No one in a position to flash for the team. They're going to just raw peek Chris J. That is suicide. Why have you bought flashes if you're not going to flash Chris J? If you want to flash anybody on this map, it's Chris J.
It's a good question. It's a good question.
Another. What do you gain from that? Like, you jump past. You can't shoot him while you're flying in the air. So flash and peek, and then you can shoot him. I will stop interrupting you now.
Now they're in a spot where they just have to go as for somewhere, and they have so many grenades that they can do anything they want. Any kind of set piece, just anything in general. Ooh, that double smoke there. That does show a lack of communication from the Team Spirit side. Can they make it work here? Pushing forwards. Dennis finds one. Chris J on the flank. Free reign on Catwalk there, of course. As it's falling to pieces. That just devolved into some, well, that was not optimal Counter-Strike in that round from Team Spirit. Let's put it that way.
Look at this, look. Okay, so he's trying to be the bait for the trade with his teammate, but his teammate can't even get around the corner fast enough for that trade, or even to fire a shot at Chris J, from what I could see there. You got to flash him, man. You got to take him out of the game. You got to blind him. Chris J will deliver in that position if you give him the opportunity. Yeah,
I mean, it's the classic spot where you're supposed to be untradeable. You're supposed to watch a pixel fire and fall off. That's like most of the time it's supposed to be untradeable. That's why it's such a good position. That's why you have to flash it. So it is a bit nuts, yeah. Oh, Dima dropping Nico there. Trade comes in from Dennis. He does take some damage though, which will force Mousesports into a 2-2 setup. Now, Spirit, they should hit A really in this situation in the majority of times, just because there's 2 guys on the B-bomb site. We can see Lowell and Chris J on the A are very spread out. So you can usually guarantee you're up against 1 player.
Look at this. He's pushing short with the AWP on his own. Oh, that is such a marginal play there. Not going to work out for Chris J, but can his team recover from this? Nico and Chris J down. The rest of the team aren't in position to hold down the A side. Again, you've just got Lowell biding his time towards long. Spitty will get a pick towards the middle area, so that will suggest a fast flank, but he might wait for his teammate Dennis. Spirit with a plant for short, but they've got nobody on short. They've got no control of shorts or long. There's a smoke down, so maybe Bacon can use this to have some short presence and make this a harder retake for Mousesports.
Another fun spot to be in for Mousesports. Push is coming though. Spitty's charging up the long area, and that just pull players away. And I'm for the flank there, but Quebec comes across though very quickly. And Lowell is alone, working himself out of dodge. Team Spirit with a nice round. Again, Dima with a very savage entry and some good damage in mid to kick things off. I love that Chris J went for that play, to be honest, because it's just, he's one of the players that can pull that stuff off. Like, if you have a player that can pull that stuff off, then it's great to see. If he gets a pick there, he then gets the opportunity to then reassess the situation and say, okay, I want to continue my aggression, or I've got the information, I can fall back now into a new position. And, you know, you give him that, you should always give him those spots. So even though at this time it didn't work out, it's not good to be outcome-oriented. I think you want Chris J going for that play every time.
Team Spirit have planted a bomb a lot of times in this half so far. Mousesports have won 5 rounds by defuse. They've had 2 detonations as well, and who knows if the other 2 elimination rounds they won, they planted a bomb. So Team Spirit they're getting a lot of success. They're getting onto bomb sites. They're getting the bomb planted. Currently 4 rounds behind Mousesports with 3 rounds remaining in this half. See some discussion from the CT side as what they want to do in the coming rounds. Chris J on the scout rather than the AWP. But he's famous for the scout and famous for the scout on Dust 2 to boot. Somewhat notorious, maybe. Although it's been a while since those highlight reels. So we'll see if he can make a new one today. Davkos still on the AWP. Hasn't been racking up the frags just yet, but I would say he's warmed up at this point. For a horrible start. 2 players towards B for the Mousesports side. Normal stuff. Lowell is, I think, on the short position. He's playing an off angle himself. And there seems to be some aggression here from Mousesports.
Yeah, they like their catwalk aggression, Mousesports. They have all these, all manner of setups for that. Chris J on the same position with the scouts, as we tend to see him. And Nico is there to basically kill everyone. Once the distraction comes in, Nico comes out, but not quite good enough there. But the UMP is hard to ask for deliverance from that. But Lowell does get a good chunk of damage in. The nade does colossal damage there. And Davkos is lucky to be alive. Still a man advantage here for Team Spirit, but for how long? Another great frag from Lowell, holding it down by himself. There's still 1 player oncoming from long, and that could be the problem.
Yeah, really good positioning from him. He faces through the Molotov, and he's killing everybody on the A side here. Lowell with 4 kills looking for the ace, and Davkos doesn't want to give it up. He is repositioning towards B, but he may not be ready for these angles. Smartly doesn't face all of the ramp, but which way will he go? He's going back towards the A site, so the known versus the unknown. Doesn't know where Spiddy is at the moment, but he should realize that he has been around those double doors. Both Mousesports players towards B. Now we can see if Lowell's going to get his ace, or if Davkos can bring this back for his team. Lowell indeed gets that 5th kill. All the kills for Lowell. You see Chris J shouting ace next to us as well, making sure we know about it.
Hard to miss this one from Lowell. That is a beautiful series of kills to the M4.
This 4th kill was really good, especially with the Molotov flying in. See the Molotov flying in there, but he's ready for it. Quebec taken down. Then Davkos with 10 HP cannot get the kill. Fast boost from Mousesports towards that short position, though. Team Spirit are on pistols, so this may be dangerous.
Dennis close with the UMP, though, and aggression from Mousesports. Boost. Oh dear. Nico, though, gets himself 2. And it's not looking all that great here for the Team Spirit side. Mousesports will lose a couple players, but it does not matter. It is about to be the last round.
It's always got to be satisfying when you AWP the guy standing on Xbox. Because it's so difficult, because only his head is showing. It's a very hard shot to land there, but Chris J lands on that occasion.
Pretty even showing across the board on frags here from Mousesports. A lot of these players have had their moments. Now, Chris J back into that fast, long play. He does tend to move around. That's one of the reasons why he's so dangerous on this map. Very comfortable moving all over the place. Default from Spirits. Nico, the info man for Mousesports there by middle. Nice little setup here from Mousesports, actually, the crossfire setup. Chris J on the deagle. Oh, he's got the AWP, but I was wondering if he's just going to continue with the deagle from that range. But back into the angles as Nico finds himself at kill at range there through middle doors. Good start here. Can it be even better? Nice tag from Chris J. Doesn't get the kill, though, but a tag will definitely be enough to deter Team Spirit for now.
They managed to get out of a sticky situation. I'm talking about Mousesports. Chris J there trying to avoid getting shot with the cooldown of the gun, running into his teammate, but indeed there's no push from Spirit. They've got some smokes. Look to be potentially setting up for a split towards B, although the would-be lurker has gone to join his teammates as well. So it might just be a raw charge through towards B from the middle area. Spitty having a peek through the window. Falling off the box though, he's got Dennis for support as well. But they'll be scared of the tunnel area. Now there is a lurker towards the tunnel. Dennis and Nico, so far so good for them. Spitty taking Certus down, leaving Davkost alone. And he will be there, but not for long. 11-4, great half from Mousesports.
Yeah, that was a real team effort from Mousesports as well. I mean, we saw great stuff from them across A, across B, some cool plays, aggressions, and just, mixing up their setups. Able to get aggressive here. We saw a nice round where they had a full eco and one, full eco. I think it was almost, actually, it was a full eco, just all USPs, not even a save gun or anything. So, brilliant stuff.
Nico and Lowell been putting in good work for their team so far. Nico, there were 14 kills. Lowell not far behind, but the averages are good for the Mousesports side in general, although obviously 5 of those kills for Lowell were just in the one round. But 11-4, very strong half from Mousesports. Will soon be into the second half. Mousesports are going to be starting on the T side now. I mean, again, they had an interesting CT pistol with their utility, so I'm quite curious as to what we might find from them on the T side. Spitty's bought grenades, Lowell's yet to buy. Everybody else has Kevlar. So we have seen a trend towards 2 grenade men on the T pistol from a number of teams. Maybe that will be the case here as well. On the Team Spirit side, Dima, Davkost, and Zotvik, rather, have bought Kevlar. So we'll see what the other 2 can do.
Yeah, speaking of Nico and Lowell, I mean, there were some rounds where Team Spirit had a really, really solid chance to win the rounds. We saw very, well, clutches from just awkward spots. And Nico dealing with a split by himself, basically. Just awesome to see that mix from Mousesports. Because it used to be a team where it would come down to someone going for a massive performance. But in Mousesports today, it was all across the board. We saw it there on the CT side. What are we going to see on the T side as we start to see them running in towards the initial positions? And already, Dima just running up by himself, trying to get a lucky pop. Does get some damage in, but the frag will be Mousesports.
3 players around these doors for Team Spirit. Davkost in the lower tunnel, but Nico and Lowell are creeping. I think a noise was made. There's a first headshot. Can he find a second one? Lowell's there. Will he force the issue? Davkost doesn't know what lies in the upper tunnel, but Softic is coming in there as well. They can't find a frag just yet. Lowell manages to escape, and now he can run distraction. The bomb making its way towards the A site. High flashbang from Spitty that allows his teammate to peek at the same time. Kabeka knows, made his way towards the Gandalf position, and now he can hold. It would be crazy for Mousesports to push this angle, and he can just buy time for his team to rotate. And there's the rotation. 3 players coming up the ramp. This round falling apart for Mousesports.
Yeah, absolutely falling apart. Lowell, there's just nothing he can do from this position, I don't think. Trying his darndest there with the Glock, but it's just not accurate enough. Great aggression, great proactive play from Spirits, but with no bomb plant, that would almost always indicate Mousesports are force buying here. So let's see if Team Spirit can hold that down, because you never know. But because there was no fragging, really, I don't think Chris J got a frag at least. Yeah, no fragging from Mousesports. There's no scout, which is actually a massive deal in this situation. Because if Chris J had a scout, he can suddenly just pick all over the place. And it becomes a little bit annoying for the CT side. But just deagles. That said, Nico has a deagle. And we all know what Nico can do with a deagle.
It's a good round from Spirit. 3 kills for Sophic.
Oh my god. I can see it happening. But it didn't this time.
Davkost He's in an awkward spot. He's only got a scout, but the numbers game is with Mousesports. The smoke is down, however, so they can charge towards the B side. There are 2 CTs here, however. Big flash coming in, loads of people blind, but it's Dima to go down. First one to go down in his sight, and there goes Sotfik as well. This is falling apart for Spirit. 3 kills in quick succession for Mousesports. They've got the bomb down as well, and an M4 in the sights.
Yeah, UMP on Chris J, as well as a Deagle on Spitty. That is not good. Look, oh, beautiful positioning here from Dennis. See you later, Certis. Just Kibakin left in a 1 versus 2. No health to play with. Trade fraggers running amok in the B-bomb site. And that's Spitty with the frag. Mousesports with a round that they should not have been able to win. In, most of the time, they should not be able to win that round. But this was one of those moments, and Team Spirits, their economy will be racked with problems.
Now, if Mousesports were the Russian-speaking side, they could have said Bolshaya Pobeda for big victory. Team Spirit off to a good start in the pistol round, but that has soon fallen apart. You see what they're left with. The scout onto Davkost, the odd pistol here and there, some smoke grenades. See the long push from Mousesports. Player spotted towards the ramp in Davkost in the... sorry, Certis in the ramp. That makes more sense. So that'd be crazy to have the scouts in there. So long has been lost. Chris J in control of the short position at the same time. Spirit, they're trapped. They are trapped on the site.
Scout can cause problems though. But will it cause problems tagging there for Davkost? They're getting closer and closer as every second passes. And now he's dead. So are all of his teammates. 13-5. Mousesports close to closing this one down as Team Spirit will now be... Oh, actually, yeah, of course, they did invest some money there. So, and they got fully reset. So, yep, it sucks. It sucks if you're Team Spirit. It really sucks. Dust 2 with pistols on the CT side. Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, this is not going to be a great round for Team Spirit, unfortunately. For them, at least. 3 people on the A site. I think we have a short boost coming in, so perhaps we'll see some short aggression from Spirit. Chris J is moving in that direction. No fear with the UMP. Patient burst. Nico there for support as well. The rest of the CTs cleared out towards middle doors. Sotfik, last one. Dennis will clean him up as well. Brief rounds. Mousesports only 2 away from this victory.
Smooth sailing. And that's something we all expected. When you play Mousesports on Dust 2, you have to be prepared, and
just don't play Mousesports on Dust 2.
And sometimes it's hard to ever be prepared enough, indeed. So, double up here for Team Spirit. If there was a moment to bring themselves back with a round or 2, it will be now with this buy.
Nico's taken AWP for a spawn pick towards long. We've seen some proficient flashbangs from the CT side towards long so far, and there's another one from Team Spirit. Nico realizes there's 2 players there. Will he continue to peek? He could be grenaded from the ramp area, but he is not afraid to go for the pick. Nothing doing there. And the round continues.
That just shows Nico's understanding of how players want to play it. Oh, no.
Oh, man.
Oh, the timing is brutal. But, yeah, Nico knows how players like to play off of each other. That perfect timing with the pick opportunities, but didn't connect this time. But the start is still bad for Team Spirit. How do they recover? That's one way, I guess. Kibakin chiming in, taking down Nico.
Oh, Sotfik has no idea where Dennis is. Almost behind him. Speaking of which, Dima will trade the frag, keeping control of the B bomb site. Where did the rest of Mousesports go? We've got Certis on the flank now. That's going to keep Mousesports entertained towards middle doors. The multiple-man peek comes in, and there he goes. They've still got a minute on the clock, Mousesports. They could go towards either site. Kibakin looking over the smoke. Will he find anything, though? Mousesports being patient. They know what to expect in terms of reaction from these CTs. Kibakin makes a noise. They know one of these 2 players now is in CT spawn.
Out comes Kibakin. Down goes Kibakin. Just Dima left. Last one left. And Spitty's watching the cross. They realize, I'm sure, that it was a B person from B.
Spitty turned around, though, and Dima has crossed. So I don't think they have any realization of this. But now the game has been revealed.
His gun is called Desolate Space. Will he be a desolate will be left desolate here as he goes for the last engagement against Spitty, or last couple engagements. Does get a couple bullets onto Spitty, but Spitty disappears. And this is the real problem with Chris J in pit. And to take Chris J down, because he has deep, Dima has to go spinning around, has no idea. Chris J gets the frag, 15th round claimed. And that's going to be a terrible buy now for Team Spirits to work with to try to save themselves. And I was worried for Mousesports in this round. We had so many kills all over the place. I was worried that they wouldn't collect themselves in that 3 versus 3. Say, okay, guys, let's bring ourselves together. Let's go somewhere to do something together. But they did, and they won the round with it.
The French guns are out for Team Spirit. 3 FAMAS rifles, limited grenades, 10 match points for Mousesports. I do not expect a repeat of the previous Dust 2. Mousesports much better equipped in this round. Not taking any risks early. Bomb left in T-spawn. Dav Cost in the middle area with the scout once again. And that is a lovely shot from Chris J. Again, AWPers can commonly be found in that area looking towards a play coming out of lower tunnel, which is what Chris J is looking for. And he lands the shot. That's glorious stuff from him. The spray from Dennis long range won't be good enough, though, to pick off Dima.
The back end going aggressive in lower dark. Doesn't find his mark. And they are dropping like flies. Sort of thick in Certis left. Certis coming in from long on the push. A is abandoned for the time being. And that is going to allow it to be taken by Mousesports. Really taking their time though, like the diligent play, they're throwing all the nades. Keeping it safe. This is good stuff from Mousesports. Smoke down to the extinguisher flames to allow a very, very safe planter of the bomb.
Oh, that's a bad plant as far as the CTs are concerned. They will be completely exposed to long at the very least if they are able to defuse that. But they've got control of long for the time being. But do they have control of their destinies? We've got a barrel play from Chris J. Will he be spotted? Not in time for Certis. Now Sotfik alone versus 3 with less than half his health. No helmet either. And he will get taken down. Know nothing about it. 16-5. A very, very dominating scoreline. Mousesports.